So now we'll have a look at the actual process of the nitrogen cycle. So we'll start our journey by, let's say, if a leaf fell off from the plant and it landed onto the ground here. As the leaf slowly dies, the decomposers will gather around it and start setting up the actual leaf. Remembering that inside the leaf there will be proteins that make up the structure or the enzymes, and these proteins can then be broken down into amino acids, and then the amino acids will then break down into nitrate. What then happens is that these decomposers here will break the nitrate ion further down to become ammonium ions, or ammonia indeed. And this reaction we mentioned earlier is called ammonification. And the ammonium can either be absorbed directly into the plant by diffusion or active transport, because the plant can actually use the chemicals to make amino acids, or ammonium ion can then be converted to nitrite, which is NO2-, and they do this by the bacteria here called Nitrosomonas. And the nitrite ion can be converted into nitrate ions through another bacteria called Nitrobacter. And this entire process here is called nitrification. Then the nitrate can either be absorbed back into the plants through the roots, active transport most likely, where they get taken in using energy, or it can be converted into nitrogen gas through another bacteria here, which is called denitrifying bacteria, such as Pseudomonas. Now it's important to keep in mind of this one because, apart from the fact that we need Pseudomonas to do this reaction occurs under anaerobic conditions. And the way that we get anaerobic conditions in soil is that if the soil is waterlogged, so meaning it's soaked in water. Normally speaking, the soil will have some air spaces containing some oxygen. But if it is waterlogged, there will be water filling up all the air spaces, meaning there will be less oxygen available for the bacteria to actually do other reactions. And then the nitrogen gas now existing in the atmosphere here, and let's just complete the cycle. Nitrogen and the hydrogen gases can then combine and react together with the help of nitrogenase through bacteria such as Azotobacter or Rhizobium, and they can be converted back into ammonium ions within the soil. And this reaction here is called nitrogen fixation. Now the final part is trying to actually complete the cycle. Here you can see I say the ammonium ion and the nitrate ion can be absorbed into the plant through the roots by active transport or diffusion. What then happens is that these chemicals or nitrogen will travel up the roots, up the stem, and then spread themselves around the leaves and the flowers to build proteins and make enzymes to do other things. But then again, if this leaf is cut off by senescence and dies, falls to the ground, and that's how we complete the entire cycle. So for a quick recap, so here we've got a leaf that got off from the plant due to senescence, and it's got nitrates inside because it's got proteins. The decomposers in the soil will then break down the nitrate and turn it into ammonium ions or ammonia through the process of ammonification. Then ammonium can then be reabsorbed back into the plant, or it can be converted into nitrite through Nitrosomonas, and then nitrite gets converted into nitrates through Nitrobacter. And this entire process here is called nitrification. Then the nitrate can be reabsorbed back into the plant through the roots, or it can be converted into nitrogen gas through Pseudomonas, and this process is called denitrification. Then the nitrogen gas can then combine with the hydrogen gas in the atmosphere, and through the action of nitrogenase inside Azotobacter and Rhizobium bacteria, they can be converted back into ammonium through nitrogen fixation. And mentioned earlier, the ammonium ions and the nitrate ions can be absorbed back into the plant, and as the part of the plant dies again, then the forms of nitrogen, which is nitrate, will then go back into the soil, and the whole process is completed like that. And that is the nitrogen cycle. Make sure you know what are the different processes called and what they actually do, as well as the name of the bacteria that do the specific reaction. It's about memorization, unfortunately, but it's just something that you need to know.